So, good morning, all. Today we will be discussing about naive-Bayes analysis. Naive-Bayes technique, it is a supervised machine learning technique that uses the probability theory based analysis. So in the naive-Bayes analysis, we will be using the machine learning technique which make use of the probability theory based analysis method. Okay, and naive-Bayes, it is a probabilistic machine learning algorithm. Why? Because it is a supervised machine learning technique which uses the probability theory based analysis. So it is a probabilistic machine learning algorithm which is based on the Bayes theorem. Okay, this naive Bayes analysis, it is based on the Bayes theorem. So it is a machine learning technique, as I said, which computes the probabilities of an instance of belongings to each of the many target classes, which is given the prior probabilities of classification using the individual factors. So your prior probabilities will be given for the classification using individual factors. So based on that, by using the machine learning technique, you will compute the probabilities of an instance in the naive Bayes analysis. Next, naive Bayes model. So this is the formula you will make use for the computation of the probabilities by using naive Bayes analysis. Here you can see the formula which is having the terminologies, that is the P of C by X. We call it as a posterior probability. So it is a posterior probability of a class C, which is given for the predictor of X attributes. So it is a probability which is given for the probability of the class C for the given attributes for the given predictor of X attributes. Next, you can see the two terms in the numerators. One is likelihood. So that is P of X by C. P of X by C, we call this as a likelihood, and P of C, this term we call it as a class prior probability. And P in the denominator, the whole divided by denominator, you can see P of X, we call it as the prior probability of a predictor. So what are these things? What is posterior probability? What is likelihood? What is the class prior probability? And what do you mean by prior probability of a predictor? Posterior probability, in the sense, it is a probability of the class C for the given predictor X, okay, which is having the attributes, we call it as a X. And likelihood is nothing but it is P of X by C, right? So it is the likelihood, which is the probability of a predictor for the given class. This is the probability of the predictor for the given class, where P of C by X, it is a posterior probability of a class. There is a difference between these two. Okay, to calculate this posterior probability, you will be making use of this likelihood. It is nothing but probability of the predictor game for the given class. Next, P of C, it is nothing but prior probability class. In the sense, it is a prior probability for the class. You will compute this. How to calculate this prior probability, we'll see in the later slides. Next, P of X. P of X, we call this term as the prior probability of a predictor. P of C, in the sense, it is a prior probability of a class. P of X, in the sense, it is a prior probability of a predictor. So this is the formula you will be making use of to calculate or to compute the probabilities using naive Bayes analysis. Next, so this is the description, like what does it denotes. P of C by X, what it is. P of C, it is the probability of class. P of X by C, we call it as a likelihood, which is the probability of a predictor for a given class. Next, P of X, it is a prior probability of a predictor. Next, what is the probability? So for we discussed, right, a posterior probability, then prior probability. What is this probability, in the sense, what is the use of it here? Here what it is termed as, what it is known as the Bayes rule. It provides the formula for the probability of y given x. But in real world problems, what happens, you typically have multiple x variables. When you go for computation of something, when you go for prediction of something, there what happens, you have to calculate the you have to compute this probability, right? At that time you can observe the multiple x variables. But in the Bayes rule, so this it provides the formula for the probability of y given x. But in real world, you will be having the multiple x variables. When the features are independent, we can extend the Bayes rule. When the features, whatever the features you are considering for the computation of probabilities, so those features are independent, in the sense we can extend the Bayes rule to what we call it as a naive Bayes. So what is called as naive Bayes, in the sense when we have the features are independent, when we have the independent features, we can extend this Bayes rule, and we can call it as a naive Bayes. So it is called a naive because of the naive assumption that the x are independent. X, in the sense it is a variables, that is the features, we call it as a x. So these x are independent of each other. We can have this naive Bayes rule regardless of the name. It's a most powerful formula, this naive Bayes rule, what we will be using for the computation of a probability. It's the most powerful one compared to the Bayes rule. So this is about probability. Now for this probability, that is this Bayes rule. So this is the Bayes rule which you can observe here in the computation. And from this Bayes rule, when we make the x variables as independent, we will get a naive Bayes. Okay, so p of x is p of y is equals to k by x. So this is a formula you can see. It's for the Bayes rule. Okay, next we are, by making the x variables as independent, we will get the naive Bayes rule. That's what they have said here. When there are multiple x variables, we simplify it by assuming the x are independent. So the Bayes rule, p of y is equals to p of y is equals to k by x is equals to p of x by y is equals to k into p of y is equals to k divided by p of x. So what is this k? K here, it is a class of y. We call the k as a class of y. Y is a variable. So when we take this Bayes rule and make these x variables as independent, we can obtain this naive Bayes, because the naive Bayes, it is based on the assumption that the x variables are independent. So when you can go for this making this x variables as independent, in the sense when you have multiple x variables, when you have multiple features. So for that, in that way, if you want to compute the probabilities, in the sense at that scenario, you can have this naive Bayes rule by making those features, what we call as x variables, by making those x as independent. So when you make this x as independent, so you can observe in this formula, where in the before formula, that is in the Bayes rule, you can see only a single x. So single feature is considered over that. But in the second formula, you can see x1, x2 up to xn. So this is the condition where you have the multiple x variables, which you consider it as a independent variables. So this is how you can obtain the naive Bayes by from the Bayes rule, by making these x variables as independent. Next, the same thing, the same formula is taken here, that is the Bayes rule, and they are giving what does those terminologies tells you about. So this p of y is equals to k by x1 up to xn. So it is here, we call it as a probability of outcome by evidence. So we call this as the posterior probability. So at the left hand side, what we have, we call this as the posterior probability. In the technical terminologies, in the technical terms, the left hand side or the LHS of the equation is understood as the posterior probability, or simply the posterior, we can say. And coming to the right hand side, it has two terms in the numerator. You can see here one, that is the first term, we call it as the probability of likelihood of evidence. The first term we called it as the likelihood of evidence. So what is this likelihood of evidence? It is nothing but the conditional probability of each x given y is of a particular class C. Next, prior, the one more term you can see in the numerator, that is prior. So what is this prior? The second term is called the prior, which is the overall probability of y is equals to C, where C is a class of y. In simpler terms, prior is equals to count of y is equals to C by n records. So here, coming to this likelihood, probability of likelihood of evidence, as I said you, it is nothing but the conditional probability of each x is given y is of a particular class C. Since all the x are assumed to be the independent variables of each other, so you can get, or you can just multiply the likelihoods of all the x. We call that the multiplication of all the x terms, we call x variables, we call it as a likelihood of evidence. In the above formula, you can see that. So this is the probability of likelihood of evidence. It is we are multiplying all the x variables up to n variables. What we have multiplied it and we called it as a likelihood of a probability of likelihood of evidence. So this is known by training the data sets by filtering the records. So how you get this? In the sense that is the probability of likelihood of evidence, in the sense by filtering, by training the data sets. That you will get it by filtering the records. So by taking an example, we'll see this, how we'll compute the probability or the posterior probability. Yes, that's what the explanation what I said. I have written here. The LHS of the equation is called as the posterior probability, or simply the posterior. And RHS is having the two terms in the numerator. One is the likelihood of evidence, and the second one we call it as a prior. In the denominator, you have the probability of evidence. So this probability of evidence, it is same for all the classes of Y. Next, by taking this example, we shall see how this naive Bayes analysis can be done. So here you have 1,000 fruits, which could be either banana, orange, or other. We don't know which are the other fruits we have. We have taken 1,000 fruits. Among 1,000 fruits, we know the name of the two fruits, that is banana and orange, and rest of the rest of the fruits, we called it as like other fruits. We made it as other variables. So these are the three possible classes of the Y variables. So these are the three possible classes of the Y variables. We have the data for the following X variables, all of which are binary, that is 1 or 0. The X variables we are taken here as long, sweet, and yellow. That is X1, X2, X3. Here, since we have more than one X variable, we are taking it as a naive Bayes analysis to compute the probability. If you have a single X variable, if you have only one X variable, in the sense, then you can use a Bayes rule for the computation of probability. But here we are having multiple X variables. So what we did is, the X variables, we considered it as the independent variables, and we have computed the probabilities by taking the naive Bayes analysis formula. Next, we shall see that how we will compute this. The first few rows of the training data set look like this. So these are the training data set. So by looking into this, now we have to calculate the probabilities. So for the sake of computing the probabilities, let's aggregate the training data to form a counts table like this. So we have for the computation of the probabilities, we have aggregated the training data. So by looking into this training data sets, we have computed, we have aggregated this training data to form a counts table as shown in this tabulation. Okay, what is shown in this table is we have the x variables and y variables. Y variables are banana, orange and other, and the x variables are long, sweet and yellow. Totally we have 500 bananas and 300 orange and 200 other fruits. So totally how many fruits we have? 1000 fruits are there. Now we have to calculate the probabilities. So the objective of the classifier is to predict if a given fruit is a banana or orange or other fruit. So to predict this, what are the three features we are having? We are having the other three features, what we call it as the x variables, that is long, sweet and yellow. So these are the three features what we know now. So let's say you are given a fruit. By knowing the features, now you have to predict what fruit it is. So what are the features? You know, you have given one fruit and they have not said what fruit it is, but they are given the features what the fruit is having. That is the long, sweet and yellow are the features that the fruit is having. Now your job is to predict what fruit it is. So how to predict this? So for that prediction, we will make use of the naive Bayes analysis. So this is the same of predicting the y variable when only the x variables in the testing data are known. So they have taken this example and they have telling you that you have to, they'll ask you to predict the y variable when you have only the x variables. By knowing the x variables, you have to predict the y variables in the testing data and the real world examples or the real world problems. So how to solve this? We'll solve it by using the naive Bayes analysis. The idea is to compute the three probabilities. As I said you in the formula, we need to compute the three probabilities. If you compute those three probabilities, you will get the clear picture of that what the problem you are going to solve. So that solution will be obtained. So the idea is to compute the three probabilities, that is the probability of the fruit being a banana, orange or other. Whichever the fruit type, it gets the highest probability that wins. So by calculating the probabilities, you will get a value for those probabilities, right? So by looking into those values, which probability is higher, so that is the exact answer for that. That is the solution for the problem what you are looking into. So all the information to calculate these probabilities is given in the above tabulation. So by looking into these tables, you have to calculate the probabilities now. So the total number of fruits you have is 1000. Among that 500 are banana and 300 are orange and the rest fruits are 200. So now you have to calculate the probabilities. So for that we are having 4 steps. In the step 1, you should compute the prior probabilities for each of the class of fruits. So what are the fruits you are having? Banana, orange and other. So we called it as a y variables. So for these y variables, now you have to calculate the probabilities. So the number of bananas you are having is 500. So where the total number of fruits you are having is 1000. So 500 by 1000, 0.50 is the probability you will be obtaining for that. Similarly for orange, you are having 300 oranges here. See the count, the 300 oranges are there. So where the total number of fruits is 1000. 300 by 1000. So you will obtain 0.30. And the other fruits you have, the count is 200. So 200 by 1000 is equals to 0.20. So now you obtained the probabilities for the y variables. In the next step, you have to compute the probabilities for the x variables. That is the computation of a probability of evidence, that is in the denominator. In the formula, you can see the denominator. In the denominator, you have this probability of evidence. Now you have to calculate this probability of evidence. So for that, you need to calculate the probabilities of x variables. So what are the x variables? It is nothing but the features what you are having to calculate the to predict the y variable. So what are the features they have given here? Long, sweet and yellow. So these are considered as the x variables. Now you have to calculate the probabilities. So the number of fruits you have is 1,000. So among that, for the long feature, if you look in the table, you'll get the value for the long is 500. Okay, so now you have to calculate this probability. 500 by 1,000, you will get the probability as 0.50. Similarly for sweet feature, so for sweet feature, you will have the value in the table as 650. 650 by 1,000, 0.65 is the probability. And similarly for the third x variable, that is yellow, the third feature, you will have 800. In the table it is mentioned as 800. So 800 by 1,000, the probability is 0.80. So now you calculated the or computed the probability of evidence. So in the third step, you have to compute the probability of likelihood of evidence. That what you see in the numerator. The first terminology is what you can see here is the probability of likelihood of evidence. Now you calculated the probability of evidence. Now you have to calculate or compute the probability of likelihood of evidence. So how to compute this? So for all the three fruits, you have to calculate this. Here for the fruit banana, I have computed this probability of likelihood of evidence. So the probability of likelihood of evidence for the fruit banana is like this. So x1, x2, x3. You know that these are the variables or the features what we know now. By looking into this, by having this data, you have to calculate the variable y, right? So x1 is the feature long, x2 is the feature sweet, and x3 is the feature yellow. So for these features for the fruit banana, now we have to calculate the probability of likelihood. So how to do that? You know that by looking into the table, you have this data, the tabulation what they have given. So in that they have mentioned these values. For the long, the value they have mentioned is 400. You can see here. Okay, so 400 divided by how many fruits you have, how many count you have for banana? 500 count. Here you are not taking the total count of fruits, since I am calculating or computing the probability of likelihood only for banana. I am taking the total count of only bananas. Okay, so 400 divided by 500. So what is the probability you will obtain here? 0.80. Similarly, for the next feature, sweet. If the banana is sweet, if the fruit what you are having, if it is sweet, and what is the probability of likelihood that it is a banana in the sense, so the sweet feature, the count they have given here is 350. Okay, so this you can see for banana, the value they have given in the tabulation for the feature sweet is 350. 350 divided by the total count of bananas, that is 500. 350 by 500 is equals to 0.70. Similarly for the third feature yellow, so 450 divided by total count, so 450 by 500 is equals to 0.90. So now you got the values or the probabilities of a likelihood for the likelihood of evidences. Now what are the things you have now? Probability of evidence in the denominator, probability of likelihood of evidence. Now substitute all the three equations into the Newton's formula to get the probability, so that the fruit is a banana. So how you will once you substitute all these values, whatever the probabilities you have obtained so far, you will get a value for that. So for I have shown in this example by computing the probability for the fruit banana. Okay, so the probability you have obtained here is a 0.252. That is the probability of evidence. So Similarly, for the other fruit, orange, they have computed the probability, they have obtained the value as 0. And for the other fruit, so apart from banana and orange, so whatever the other fruits they are having, for that, if they calculate the probability, you will get a value 0.01875, 0.01875. So these are the probabilities you have obtained. So in the naive Bayes analysis, as I said you previously, by looking into the probability values, what you have obtained, so the value or the probability value which is higher, so that wins. So here, if you go through these values, so which is the value your, it is higher in the sense the probability value of banana, that is 0.252. So this is the higher value you have obtained. So the likelihood, that is fruit what you are having is the banana. So that is the highest probability among the three classes. So like this you can calculate the naive Bayes analysis. Like this you can compute the naive Bayes analysis. So for we discussed about naive Bayes analysis. So how the naive Bayes analysis you can